Hey everybody, welcome. Patty Ann here. Hey, today I'm going to show you something that I think is a lot of fun and would make a perfect gift for Christmas. We're going to take these little kids back here. Aren't they adorable? Well, we're going to work with the little girl's face first because it's a perfect profile of her face, and we're going to turn it into a silhouette. So follow me to my computer and let's get started. Okay, so what you see on my screen here is the image I started with here on the left. Then I broke it out into this, so I had the little girl, and then this is the silhouette that I made of her head. And of course, this would be so super cute if you cut this out of vinyl and put it on a reverse canvas, and maybe with a saying underneath of it or the child's name, whatever, some circular text around it. There's all kind of options that you could do with this to make it really cute. Even the child might like it in their bedroom on a reverse canvas. Maybe they play sports and could have their sports team in their name or their number. Anyway, there's lots of options. So let's remove these over to the side, the ones I'm finished with, and begin working with this right here. So isn't this adorable? So the first thing I'm going to do is just zoom in a little bit. And then I'm going to come over here to the knife tool because I'm going to cut this part right out. So let me make this come down a little bit so you can see all of my screen. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just get the knife tool, which is here, and I'm going to just have it on curve. So notice there's this drop down menu here. I changed it to curve, and I'm just going to draw a big old circle around her like this so I can get her cut out of here right off the bat. And now, since that's already been cut out, I can just move her right out of this. And let me zoom back out, because I can move what I need of her out, and I can just delete this part by hitting delete on my keyboard after selecting it. So we have the little girl, and that's just exactly what we want. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in again because I want to be very close in. Let's see if I can get a little closer. There we go. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to come to the draw, or the line tools, I should say, the line tools. I'm going to get the third one in. The first one's the draw a line. The second one is draw a polygon, but we want the one that's draw a curve shape. So just click on that and you're ready to go. So I'm going to start here maybe at her ponytail, and every time I click, I'm clicking and leaving go of my mouse. Every time I click, I'm leaving what's called a node or a point. Those little squares are called points or nodes, depending on what program you're working on. Now you may notice that I'm accidentally missing parts of her face, but that's okay because the second or third little pass that we do, look what I did to her nose, poor little girl. But anyway, I'm going to fix that, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do in this tutorial. And I do have an added little step that I do that I think makes it a little bit easier or a little bit more exact. Let's see, click. So I'm just clicking as I go. I'm going to come down her neck. Then I'm just going to swirl around like this and go back up her neck over here, kind of following her neckline and her hairline. I want to make sure I don't double click anywhere because that will end this before I'm ready to be ended. So still I'm just clicking the mouse. I'm not going to do all of these hairs. I might do a couple of them like that, and maybe another one here. Go back up here, and maybe this last one right here. Kind of, I'll see how those look when I get back to the next part. Go down here to the bottom and just kind of end it here in a point and start back up this side. Up her ponytail. Almost back to where I started. When I get back to where I started, you'll see it's going to jump automatically and grab together like that. So I can just double click and that's done just like that. However, this is not a very good silhouette of her yet. So the first thing I do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to change this color of this thing to transparent just by coming up here and clicking where the little grid is here. Now it's transparent. So the next thing I'm going to do then, and actually what I can do, I'm just going to come through right now and double click on this, the line, and notice all my points or my nodes show up again. And I'm going to zoom in really closely to her nose and her chin area because I want these to be really lined up well. So this is point editing. So as you'll notice, when I'm out here I have a hand. When I go here, notice that my mouse changes when I go over a node. That means I'm able to move that node and adjust it. Okay, so I'm going to go over this one and I'm going to move it in. And right here, just a tiny little bit, I'm going to move this in for her nose. This node right here is horrible way out there. I'm going to bring that way in for her little nose. And there. And I got to get in really close with my eyes so I can kind of see what I'm doing. And this got to come out just a little bit. This right here around her lip isn't great, so I'm going to fix this. So this is just, you have to be patient, take your time. And her mouth is open like that, so I'm going to leave that like that. I'm going to move that. So I'm just moving these nodes around so they will follow the outline of her face. Now right here I'd like to be able to move that in a little bit, but there's no node there. If I put my finger right over top of that or my mouse, I can click there and it will add a node for me so that I can make some more adjustments. Chin was a little pointy there. Missed the, uh-oh, I moved the face. Let me hit Control Z on my keyboard to move it back. Move this in a little bit. That's looking pretty good. This looks okay right here. This is not following her neck very well right there. So maybe like that. And this part's okay, and this part is okay. I think I might want to bring this up a little closer like that. And bring this in just a tiny little bit, and this a little tiny bit. Okay, let's scroll up and see. This might need to come out a little bit. So this takes some time, but it's really easy and it's kind of fun to do, I think. So here I am following. Let's see, how do these do? That's okay. I might want to move this one over a little tiny bit and this in a little bit so that that's not too skinny of an area to cut. This looks okay. That's probably okay. Whoops, I moved her again. I got to hit Control Z and go back. Put it back where it was. Okay, this is okay because it's just her hair. Double click. I could make it go in a little bit if I wanted to here. Maybe so it's not quite so straight. It could be a little more realistic. And let's see, this goes up, 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 up. Maybe this part needs to be fixed a little bit. Bring it in. Oops, I moved her again. Control Z, go back. That up a little bit. This looks pretty good then. So I'm pretty happy with that. Let's look here at her forehead. I think maybe that's okay. Maybe it's a little bit too lumpy. So I'm going to move her over a little bit because that box gets on top of her. Like that. Perfect. Okay. So now I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, this next part will show you the extra little step that I like to do. Anyway, here's what it is. Let me zoom out a little bit and let me bring this piece out that we have. Looking pretty good. Her nose looks a little bit funny, but I'm going to go ahead and color her in. Coming up here to the color swatch area. And I'll just make it a pretty pink color because I bet she likes pink. Maybe not. Not all girls do. I probably should have done purple. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring this back over top of her like that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this kind of transparent so I can see through it to see her and further make adjustments on these little nodes or the little points. So when I come over here to the little paint palette, click on that to open up this panel, and notice there's the word transparency here. When I have that selected, I can make it transparent. Do you see that? So I am able to see through a little bit clearly, a little bit more clearly, what my point should be like. But you know, I think I'm not really liking the blue color. Can I change it here? Yeah, or the pink, I mean. So I wanted to change it to something else. I think that light purple would help. That's a color I can really see well for. So I'm just going to click away on this now. And what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to scroll in again with this bug tool, get in very closely, and do it again so I can really see her nose. Now I can see easily where I'm kind of missing the picture the way it should be. So I'm going to double click on this to get the node function back, and now I can more clearly see where I've messed up a little bit and fix some of these nodes so they fit this more perfectly. So that I might have just made that a little too pointy. So I have to hit Control Z because I think I moved the image. So again, I'm just trying to move the nodes and not her face. So again, here we need to bring this chin in a little bit, I think. Here we go. So again, I'm just working this node by node, just kind of trying to make it follow the image more closely. Right here, I think I'd like another node right in here. So all I have to do is click, and that adds one, so I can do this. Notice there's these handles too. Sometimes the handles will help you make adjustments that you want to make. Okay, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to scroll over this way now. And I think her neck I had come out a little too far maybe. So I maybe make that a little closer like that. And just go up here and keep looking. Looks like her head actually, maybe it should be a little higher like this. Not exactly sure about this part because of her hair. And this part in a little bit. So this is just a little bit of trial and error. Just kind of, whoops, I moved her again. So Control Z, put the little girl back where she belongs. And I can fix her ponytail a little bit. Looks like it should be a little bit thicker right here. And then I think I might add a little node there to make it. So again, this is just kind of fun. I want a node here, I think, so I'll click here. Whoops, click there to add one. And maybe make that smoother. So again, all I'm doing is coming around and trying to see if I need to fix anything. And I'm going to leave the hair the way it was there because that was fine with me. And even coming up here, the hair was okay. Come here, that looks okay. So I think it's looking pretty good now. I'm going to scroll back out and see. All right, this might be too sharp right here where her neck is. But what I'm going to do is drag this off and look. And yeah, I think that's too sharp right there. I'm going to put this back on, line it back up. Probably would help if I scroll way in again with the bug so I can make sure I have it lined up well. And I'm going to make this come out a little bit more. So I have to double click on, okay, let's see. I've got to double click on that line to get back to the node editing. I'm going to make this come out a little bit more because I think that was a little bit too much. Make all of this come out just a little bit. And I'll check it out and see if I like it better. So I'm going to drag it out. Okay, I think I like that better. I might like to fix her mouth here a little bit more. So I think that lower lip is a little bit droopy like, and hers really isn't like that. So I'm going to scroll way in and see what I can see. Okay, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click to get to the nodes, and I'm going to move this one in so it's actually her lip, and move this up a little bit. And I'm not exactly sure if I'm doing it exactly how I like. So once again, now this node right here, I don't like it. It's bothering me. I don't like the little jag it's making right there. So I'm going to delete it and see what happens. Okay, that might be a little too sharp now. But let's zoom out and again move over here. Oops, and see. Okay, that looks kind of weird still to me. So let's see, how can I fix that? Let's zoom way in one more time so we can look and see, is there something I can do about this? And I think that there may be. Let's move this over. Like that. And I think maybe if I have a little indentation right here that'll seem like a little bit of a tooth maybe. I don't know. I'm going to try that. So I'm going to try adding a node here. I'm going to click and add a node there, and now I need to move this back into place. And this is a little chunky down there, so I'm going to make it smaller like that. But what I wanted to do, and get that little node right there, maybe make that like, not like that, not sharp like that. Let's get in closer. Maybe that's as close as I can get. Okay, so I'm going to delete this node because I don't like it, or that point. I don't like the way I've done this for some reason. Maybe I need to move this back like that, and this up a little bit. Like that. I think that's going to make it worse actually though. Yeah, that looks really not right. So you know what I think I might need to do is look and see how I did this on the other one. Let's make her larger and make her larger. So I can see a little bit of a difference. Do you see that? Let's bring this one over top. I wonder if I can do this. Bring this, and now the ponytail's not going to be the same. Let's see how much different I did on the node editing. So if I bring this one right on top, I did pretty much the same thing. Just a little bit different. All right, let me move her out and let's look at this again. And you know what? While I'm not staring at this, it's not looking that bad anymore. I'm getting used to seeing it. So let's go ahead and notice I did this neckline a little bit different. I think I might like this one a little bit better. I'm not sure, so I could edit these nodes a little bit more and make her neckline not going quite so much. But anyway, so let me fix what I just did there, because I have too big I have this point here and this thing. I'm going to click on these nodes and pull that out. All right, so I'm going to turn this to black now, and let's see how it looks in black. So here we go. I'm just going to click on this and click it to black. Notice it didn't turn black. Do you know why? Because it is still considered to have a transparency on it. So I need to come back over here to the paint palette and just adjust this to black. Okay, I'm actually super pleased with how this turned out, and I actually like the second one better than the first one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just go ahead and cut her out of black construction paper, and I'll bring it back and I'll show you how it turns out. To cut it, on my Cameo, all I will need to do is go to send. Obviously, it's just going to cut the outline of her. I have not made her very large. I might want to make her bigger. Let's go back to design. Let me make her be about 8.5 by 11, or on one sheet of black paper would be great. So even like that, that'd be perfect, just like that. So again, let me go to send. And I've not done construction paper, but I guess I'll just do it out of black cardstock. So I'll go to the material and change it to cardstock plain. I'm going to use my ratchet blade. So I'll make sure to set my blade over there to a 4. So I'll go cut this and I'll be back. And naturally, since I haven't cut cardstock for a while and I'm not sure how sharp my blade still is, I am going to do a test cut first. So I'll be back to show you the final product. Okay, here's the finished product. As you can see, well, it's not actually finished, it's just laying on top of this canvas. But as you can see, it turned out really super cute. And this is a small canvas. I could write text underneath here. I could have made her smaller and had text all around it. Another thing I just thought of that I thought would be really cute is if I used vinyl underneath of her and just had lines of text saying different words, maybe different ways, even like subway art or something like that. And have her on top of that, maybe some of her special friends' names or her favorite things, that kind of stuff. But anyway, I just think it turned out super cute. I love these. Have fun making them. If you make some, I hope you show them over on our Facebook page, Cricut Design Space with Patty Ann, or Cutting Up with Patty Ann. I have the links both down below for it. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I'm still trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. Please tell your friends about me so that more people can subscribe, because I have that goal for myself. And I really like teaching and helping everybody. So tell everybody to join us. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.